Hey, would you believe it? I'm actually making a video that's not satire. This is actually just a normal YouTube video. And I'm not saying that to like make it extra satire or look funny. Actually, I wanted to talk about and maybe like I'll look at this video in the future because maybe do an update on it. But basically, I wanted to talk about lucid dreaming, nightmares, and sleep paralysis because this has been a very prominent thing for me in these past few years. It started off in middle school. Well, that was actually like 5 or 6 years ago, and I read this paper on lucid dreaming, and so I actually like really decided that I wanted to do that as well, and that I knew that if you practiced enough, you could do it almost like every few nights. So basically, lucid dreaming is just the fact that you're conscious while you're dreaming. You know that you're dreaming, and by being conscious, you're able to do whatever you want. So whatever you'd like to anything really that you want to do, you can potentially do in your dream. So yeah, but it's pretty hard to do because you really need to concentrate. You need to keep that concentration. You can't just like let your dream take over again, and you really need to focus. I had that recently where I absolutely wanted to. I had the dream as a dream before, so I really wanted to have it as a lucid dream, and it was a concert. I wanted to be on stage with the band and sing because that is really an amazing experience actually, and you have this vertigo because you're in this huge stadium and everything, and it's really cool. But it was super hard to do. I had to really concentrate on how the stadium looks and how big it is, because it's really hard for your brain to like make it the way that you actually want it to be. And in the end, it didn't work out. But I got close to just having the stage there, so that was interesting. So yeah, that's what lucid dreaming is basically. And there are several kinds of ways that you can, up your chances of lucid dreaming. So first of all, there's keeping a diary of your dreams. The reason you do that is so that you can see if there are any motives that recur. For example, I tend to dream a lot of home because I'm probably unconsciously super homesick. So if I'm ever like at home and I don't know how I got there, then that probably means I'm dreaming. I never actually question it. I'm just like, well, I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to enjoy my time here. So that's kind of a problem. But anyways, so yeah, if you find a motive or something, then that can help you like notice that you're dreaming. And then once you're conscious and you're going to have to like make sure that you're dreaming, and I normally do that by counting my fingers, and you have to do that in real life as well a lot of times so that you really get used to it, and then you accidentally like do it in a dream, and then you actually see that you've got like 10 fingers, so you know that you're dreaming. But that's been a problem as well recently because I was having a pretty hardcore nightmare, and I counted my fingers a couple of times. They were always 5, so I was like, wait, am I dreaming? But it was so realistic that actually I was 100% certain that I wasn't dreaming, and the finger counting didn't help with that. And now I also have another technique, which is putting up alarms a few times during the REM cycles, which are further down in the night, so it's like almost morning, so that it kind of wakes you up, and then you go back to sleep, concentrating on that you're dreaming or like a specific scene, so you can like really dive in. But until now it hasn't ever worked because I've been too lazy to do it. I just click off the alarm and go back to sleep and nothing happens. But yeah, as you can see here, so I have these alarms at 5, at 6, at 7, at 7:30, and at 8. So I also had one at 4 at some point. So basically I get up every hour starting 4 or 5 a.m. And I know that it sounds pretty crazy, but yeah, it's kind of been that. Another problem that I've had with that is that after a while you start forgetting that the alarm went off. So you actually do it and then you forget it afterwards. I don't know how to explain it, but basically you're unconsciously putting off the alarm, I think. So that's kind of crazy. First of all, it's really weird, and second of all, it doesn't help me with lucid dreaming. Also, it's snowing outside right now, just a fact. So Yeah. Oh yeah. We're in mid-March and it's snowing outside. Well, I had this period before I left for Aberdeen again for my second semester where I actually had a whole like 5 days maybe, one after the other, every single day I lucid dreamed. So it is possible to really get on top of like having control of your dreams. So that was really, really, really cool. And it was really fun to experiment because you don't get a lot of chance to experiment with your unconsciousness and everything. Now I want to talk about something a bit darker, and it's about nightmares and night terrors. I don't know if what I had is counting as night terrors. I'm not gonna say it is, but it's pretty darn scary what I've had. So basically, why I've been really focused on lucid dreaming in these past couple of months was because over the winter I've been having really, really, really bad nightmares, and I just like was hoping to like be able to realize that I'm dreaming so that I can get out of the situation. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go that much into detail, but basically it's a lot of physical torture and arms getting ripped off, needles, cuts. Oh, I've also had big like shards of pieces of glass like in my eye, which is super disgusting. So it's really horrible stuff. I also had dreams, nightmares of getting shot a couple of times, and it's really bad. And also of getting run over by a train, which was really bad. Oh, also being on a building and it collapsing and falling with it. And also being in a plane crash. And also, well, I think you get the gist. It's really bad. I've also had really, really, really crazy, like, night terrorish, like, figures, scary, scary, figures, and mostly that came from me looking in the mirror. I had this one night where I looked into the mirror, and the image I saw of myself scared me so much that I actually woke up. And when I woke up, I really needed to pee, but I was so scared that I couldn't even get out of my bed. I was so scared. I don't know why, but like I remember just being terrified. And yeah. It gets really, really disgusting, and it's really, really horrible as I'm in the dream, because the brain tends to exaggerate emotions and feelings and sensory feelings, so it really, really, really hurts, and that's really creepy and scary, and that's just like physical. So it's physical pain. It's not that much fear. It's just a lot of pain. So I've been lucid dreaming to get like to take control of that and divert my attention away. So yeah, I've been trying to fight that. And then recently, like, it kind of calmed down, and now it's been, like, coming back again. I've had a very fearful nightmare, but that was more like, it was a nightmare of E.T. I'm terrified of E.T. I saw one frame of it during the day, and boom, my whole night was just filled with nightmares. And it wasn't even scary per se, it was just that my mind was just, like, firing this fear emotion all the time, so I was, like, literally scared of dying. And then recently again, I think a few days ago, I had the vivid dream that I was talking about, where I counted my fingers a few times and they were always 5, so I guessed that it was okay, it was real, and it was so horrible. So I basically dreamed that I was, that I sleepwalked into the fridge, I don't even fit in there. And fridge and freezer were together, and I was in there, and I was sleeping there, and my hand was just in the ice the whole night. In the morning, I couldn't even move it. It was dark black, blue, and purple, what you'd think skin would look like if it was like 3rd-degree burns, out of like, because of the coldness. And basically, like, my hand was dead, and the pain was so excruciating. It was so painful, and yeah, that was pretty bad. And I counted the hand, and it was 5 fingers, so that was sad times, man. So I'm looking at right now. I'm looking for other ways to know that I'm lucid dreaming. For example, to like read a paper and then read through it again and see if the words have changed. Now that was a problem as well, because I did that and the words didn't change, so I really have to like find another way to see if I'm dreaming, because that's really, really problematic. And now lastly, I just wanted to touch on sleep paralysis, which I think I had once. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say it was, because if it wasn't, then I don't know what it was, but basically I was kind of falling asleep, and I don't know why I was like still super conscious, but I feel like I was super conscious, and suddenly my whole body just, I couldn't feel it anymore. I couldn't feel any of it. And it was so scary, because basically it felt like my mind was like in this huge ocean without bodily constraint, and it was really creepy. It was very scary, and I was as soon as it happened, I was panicking like crazy. I had my eyes closed. I can still see the back of my eyelids, like everything. I don't know if I can move my eyes, I'm not sure. But I told myself to, like, because, like, also I couldn't feel my lungs, so I couldn't know if I was breathing or not. So that was super scary. I told myself, okay, if this is sleep paralysis, don't panic. Don't open your eyes, because you might, I don't know, see some hallucination. And so I started moving the tips of my fingers, and then everything came back pretty quickly. So that was one of the scariest things that have ever happened to me. That was very horrifying, really. That's about the story of how I have horrible nightmares sometimes, and how I've stopped being able to lucid dream. So yeah, basically that's my little story time. And I don't know, I might update this at some point. But I'd be happy to know if you've ever had that kind of experience, and how you like cope with it, or if you actually, like, on a lighter note, if you have ever tried lucid dreaming. And yeah, that's about it. So peace out, and have a good night's sleep, I guess. Hey. Yeah, this is something, well, it's kind of personal, but I guess who cares, you know? So yeah, see you all in the next video. Maybe tomorrow, maybe, I don't know. You tell me. Stay tuned for my next video. Maybe a cover, but I don't know. May also be a sketch or usual YouTuber vlog, or trailer analysis for my film student blog. So subscribe to see more. Just me, I have more in store.